Freedom Friday. Man, I hope you guys had a great week. Hope you guys having a great Friday. Gonna have a phenomenal weekend as well. I'm excited about today's show. I got a lot of information I want to get to you in a very short amount of time. Keeping people up to date on what's going on and why you need to take massive action right now during the greatest wealth transfer in history. There's a lot of distractions. There's a lot of things that can take you away from your focus, but keep focused on creating generational wealth, acquiring the right assets. So if you guys don't know, a lot of people know that we're on a 90-day run for smart finance. We believe that it's very important that people get their financial house in order. And that really starts with a good foundation. And so with smart finance, we launched this and on this 90-day run because we want people to not have to be in a position where they'll have to sell or liquidate their assets that they're holding and acquiring and accumulating for their financial future and to build generational wealth. So I want to pull this up really quick just for those who don't know. All right, Smart Finance is a phenomenal solution, okay, to help you get your credit right with Credit Pro, Tax Pro. They literally have a tax team to help you with your tax issues, Debt Pro, debt elimination, Health Pro, Legal Pro, Biz Pro, Save Pro. Get inside the Runners app. I'm not going to go over all the details of this, but I just want to let you know this is a phenomenal way for you to be able to get your financial house in order. Make sure that everything is straight, and it's only $60. I'm gonna just tell you right now. Normally, that we want to keep that get in the app and take a look at it, but it's $60, and you literally have a legal team, a tax team, a debt team, a credit team, and everything there. So we're doing a 90-day run for Smart Finance. Wanted to make sure we get that out. So look, folks, I got a phenomenal video that I want to go over today that's going to talk about this massive wealth transfer that's happening with blockchain technology, that's happening with cryptocurrency. And it's going to give you some data. It's going to give you some numbers, hopefully make it make sense on why you want to get into blockchain, crypto, why you need to be into DeFi. Obviously, I'm going to talk about maybe some gold and silver as well. I want to pull up before I do that, right? Because like I said, I have a lot of information I want to share with you guys really quickly for this Freedom Friday. And the first thing that I want to get over is Bitcoin. Okay. And I want to make sure that people got this news here, right? Just going over a couple articles real quick. So Bitcoin, obviously, we've seen in the last couple of days have skyrocketed. Okay. Massive amount of volume and money coming into Bitcoin. And that is because Bitcoin price top, says around 37,000 with the ETF window opening. Obviously, we know a Bitcoin ETF is coming. And that's going to be massive amounts of money into the market. So we'll talk about that a little later on. Another thing I want to share with you guys, in case people don't know, which is huge news coming out of Dubai, which is for Ripple. All right. Ripple announces the approval of XRP use in Dubai finances. Okay. So obviously, for those who know, XRP is something that everybody should hold right now. There's no reason why you shouldn't have a nice bag in XRP, consistently accumulating XRP right now. The use case, the connections, the value behind XRP and Ripple and blockchain is huge. It's huge. And so we can kind of see there that the press release confirmed that XRP is now able to be used by licensed firms of the Dubai International Finance Center. Subsequently, those licensed firms will be authorized to incorporate XRP into their virtual asset vault. So understand something. XRP is an asset, okay? Virtual asset. And Dubai is going to be holding that, using that. Ultimately, the decision is a massive win for Ripple. So more and more positive, information coming out about Ripple and the opportunity of being able to get XRP right now at pennies. It's unbelievable, folks. I don't think people really grasp the magnitude of how big this is. I mean, XRP is at pennies right now. At pennies, folks. So keep stacking XRP. That is definitely part of the wealth transfer. Okay. When we're talking about the wealth transfer in blockchain and crypto, you definitely want to hold a nice bag of XRP. Okay. So we got into Bitcoin. We talked a little bit about XRP. I want to go over DeFi. Okay. If you guys don't know what we're doing with Infinity Pi, okay, I don't know where you've been at. Okay. We have been letting people know from day one that smart contracts, DeFi, definitely part of the wealth transfer. And those of us who've taken advantage of these quantum miners that is coming through with this DeFi smart contract, Infinity Pi, we're winning big time. On its way to $5. Look, if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you are not getting paid in this token every single day, you need to get inside the Runners app, okay? You really need to get inside the Runners app because we continue to add information and videos in there. There's a lot of value for you. And so you can see here, once you get inside the Runners app, Infinity Pi, 3.14 extra money, smart contract, okay? Smart contract, decentralized. It's huge, folks. It's genius the way they put it up. Probably one of the biggest DeFi plays going into 2024. Right now, massive success. You already saw the chart. Obviously, I talked about smart finance. We have that inside the Runners app for those who would love to have a legal team, all right, a debt elimination team, a tax team, okay, a credit pro team. Like if you don't have a team that you can call and rely on when you have questions in regarding to those areas, pay $60 for smart finance and have those phenomenal, innovative AI tools at your service. And then, of course, we're going to talk about Vivo. I'm expecting my watch to come in. For those who know what we're doing with Vivo, okay, it's healthcare. All right, we're taking your health data and monetizing it on the blockchain. Okay, so we're getting paid from our heartbeat. So let me just say that one more time in case you don't know what we're doing with Vivo. Okay, we are getting paid from our heartbeat. Okay, yes, the technology exists now today where you can get paid from your heartbeat. So definitely get inside the Runners app and check out that information on Vivo and wearable devices. You know, people have Apple Watches and things of that nature. It's getting your healthcare data. Well, instead of these companies monetizing it and you ain't getting nothing, you can now monetize your healthcare data on the blockchain and get paid for it. It's real. It's live. It's working. Trust me. Get inside the Runners app and get that information. All right. So what I want to do now, I'm going to go ahead and start this video that's really going to break down the wealth transfer and blockchain and crypto. Okay, massive opportunity. You don't want to go to sleep on this. Let's pull it up right here from my TikTok. All right, and if you guys aren't on TikTok, I don't know what you're doing. It's not by accident that I don't know how many people were watching the debates, and I didn't watch it, but I did catch a highlight. It's not by accident that they want to eliminate TikTok. TikTok is probably one of the most powerful social media platforms to get information out. And the way the algorithm works and the information that's being shared on there is literally, you know, TikTok might be the apocalypse. Okay. If you understand apocalypse, it means the great awakening. Okay. A lifting of the veil, you know, making known what was unknown, right? Shedding light on what was in the dark. This is the apocalypse. Okay. So TikTok is definitely a tool for the apocalypse, for the mass awakening of the people for information. So let me play this video here. And we're going to talk about it.
Than any technology in the history of mankind.
A second, I want to make sure it's coming through. So let's do this here. And let me check the comments. I want to make sure you guys can hear. So let me know.
More wealth will be created by blockchain technology than any technology in the history of mankind. Technological progress will increase 1 quadrillion X. The best time to ever invest in your life is in the depths of the bear market.
Investing expert Mark Yusko, founder of an over $1 billion hedge fund, at the Filecoin conference in Vegas, explains how the greatest wealth transfer in human history is happening now. And even though any new asset class is incredibly volatile,
the problem is you don't get to wait until you know. If you wait until you know, it's already in the price. That's why human beings suck, it's a technical term, at investing. Human beings do 2 things really, really well. We buy what we wish we would have bought, and we are spectacular at it. Everybody piled into crypto in November of 21. Literally at 69,000. They were piling in. And then it goes down 74%, goes on sale, and everybody runs out of the freaking store. Investing.
Yeah, I mean, I have to pause it there because, folks, literally, we're talking about mindset. And you have to buy when it's blood in the streets. You have to get into something when it's not talked about, when it's not attractive, when nobody really knows about it. Certain things you want to take advantage of that. This is why I showed XRP sitting at pennies. A lot of people are not in the blockchain. A lot of people are not in the crypto. This is why I showed you in Infinity Pi, a lot of the things that we're doing with DeFi. A lot of people don't know the value and what's taking place in this space. But what happens is most people are waiting to hear about it on the news. They're waiting for somebody to come save them. They're waiting for somebody to hold their hand and walk them through the process, as opposed to taking initiative, taking charge of their life and putting themselves in position to create real generational wealth. They're waiting, for the green candles. Everybody's waiting to see the money come in, and then they want to buy and get in. They don't want to take the risk and buy when it's down and nobody's talking about it, but that's where the opportunity is. So I hope you grasp that mindset when you're looking at something. And I even apply this to, when we're looking at nodes in a debt box. Folks, I'm telling you right now, debt box isn't going anywhere. We're getting free licenses. That's what I meant to cover. Maybe I'll cover it at the end. Obviously, I got a lot of free licenses. Okay, a lot of free nodes right now. If you don't know, debt box giveaway with the nodes, and then of course, the tokens are massively undervalued. But this is the whole thing that people need to understand when it comes to mindset and building wealth. Even when I talk about silver's at $22. Nobody wants to buy silver right now. But when silver goes to $30, $40, $50 an ounce, and it's talked about on the news, guess what? Everybody's going to want to know, how do I get physical silver? I need to get physical silver. When we've been telling people while it was down at $22 right now, and they're manipulating the price down, nobody wants to get silver. So it's the mindset of the wealthy that keep them wealthy versus the mindset of the poor and middle class that keep them mediocre.
Investing is the only business, the only one, when things go on sale, people run out of the store. You put wedding dresses on sale, women will kill each other to get in the store. Why do we run out of the store in investing? Because we're human. And then we compound it. We sell what we're about to need. Here's a crazy stat. Over the last 20 years, if you just bought and held stocks, you made almost 9% compounded for 20 years. If you just bought and held bonds, you made almost 6%. You know what the average investor made over the last 20 years? 2.9. Because they're idiots. All you had to do is pick one or pick 50-50. But no, they bought stocks when they went up, sold them when they went down. They bought bonds when they went up. The long bond is down 50%. Long treasuries are down 50% in the last year. People were piling in when interest rates were close to zero because we're human.
And
now think about this too. You see, he got excited. Man, you gotta evolve your mindset. You really gotta dream and think bigger. Okay, so they get excited about 8-9% a year. Do you understand what we're doing in crypto? I really don't think people realize the opportunity that you have in DeFi, crypto trading, even just holding certain tokens. I mean, stocks is done. Everything is moving on the blockchain, folks. All these companies, tokenization of assets, a lot of these companies are going to be seized by the government and they're going to go on sale. And that's a whole nother conversation when we start talking about XLM and Lobster Wallet and seized government assets. Folks, I'm just telling you, this is trillions upon trillions of dollars that's getting ready to flood into blockchain technology while we're having a liquidity crisis, financial crisis in the old financial system. The new financial system is getting ready to explode. And it's going to create massive generational wealth. So it doesn't matter. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to understand it all. You just need to do something, okay? Dollar cost average, whatever it is, regardless of your present circumstances and conditions and that you're facing right now, just know that you are in position for a windfall if you are doing the right things that we're talking about, okay? Even with trading, yesterday, you're going to have wins and losses. And a lot of times we show the wins and not necessarily show the losses because we want people to know that the opportunity is there, but you have wins and losses in trading. I've lost a lot of money in trading. I've made a lot of money in trading. But yesterday I made a good call. With the AI software that we had, I shorted XRP, made 100% of my money. Got out of that trade, still hold XRP, of course, but I'm leveraging, the different ways of making money. This is why I talk about multiple streams of income is so important. It's so important, folks.
While cryptocurrency is just the natural evolution of technology, meaning the early digital age was...
Why do people forget? customers. It's amazing.
Happen.
Keep stack.
That's the wrong button.
More wealth will be created. And everybody for 20 years.
Of technology, meaning the early digital age was just read, then came read write, and now read write own.
I think of Web 1 as really being about read only. So people were trying to put magazines and newspapers kind of published on the internet and you would just read those. In Web 2, of course, with JavaScript and some of these technologies, we got more interactive web applications like Gmail or Google Maps, and we were able to do read and write. You could kind of interact with these applications. So Web 3 is really about read, write, and own.
So Web 2 is read write. So now we could interact, but the problem with read write is the people in charge of it, the centralized authorities, are the ones that made all the money. Now, Web 3, we the people, get to own. It turns out Filecoin and other things are involved in that.
And just understand that Web 3.0, meaning you can read, write, and verifiably trust, will impact every aspect of our online lives. It's just the masses haven't quite realized yet.
Blockchain technology will impact.
And he said it will affect every aspect of our online lives. I'm telling you right now that blockchain technology is going to revolutionize, disrupt, and have a massive effect on every single area of human activity. Okay? Every single area of human activity, blockchain technology will disrupt. And those who find those companies, those projects, those platforms, those systems early on, before their household names, before everybody starts talking about them, those are the people, obviously, who are going to create a massive generational wealth and opportunity. And this is why we tell you guys, get inside the Runners app, because technically, we really only deal with a lot of stuff that has assets or real value behind it, whether it's centralized or decentralized, somehow tied to the real world with use case and utility. And so we have a phenomenal system here that we're sharing with folks. But this is the time, folks. This is definitely the time.
Every business in the world, from voting to healthcare. My mom almost died. This is crazy. It's a true story. My mom almost died because a doctor in an ER treated her without seeing her medical record, because they're two separate systems and they wouldn't allow them to see the medical record. What the absolute fuck? That is malpractice squared. You can't treat a patient without seeing the medical record. But that's the world in which we live. Voting. No more hanging chads. No more vote.
And I got to pause it there because he talked about data and medical records. Folks, do you understand? I can't wait till my watch comes in. You guys are going to see the data. There's a lot of videos on it. But we're taking our healthcare data. We're going to have access to that. It's going to be, on an NFT. You'll have access to your healthcare data, and maybe not specifically the data that he was referencing that was needed for that particular situation. But the data that we're getting is some premium data. It's very exciting to see. I'm impressed. Okay. But to be able to take even that data that we're getting and then get paid from it on the blockchain is huge. It's huge. Okay. So that's already happening. Getting paid from healthcare data.
Every person can punch a button on their phone, one person, one vote, not early and often like Chicago, and we'll know the minute the polls close who won or lost on a blockchain. That's easy. That's super easy. Travel, hospitality, education. We can actually educate kids instead of putting them on squares and making them memorize stuff. You know what our education system is about? It's about training factory workers. It was created 120 years ago. We don't need factory workers. We need knowledge workers. We need people.
That's a fact. Most people need to do the research, okay? Do the research on how the present education was set up and where it came from, okay? When the Rothschilds set up the education system and when they got this educational structure from over in Prussia, okay, like he said, this education system wasn't designed to bring out the best in you and help you reach your most highest potential and make you the most informed, intelligent, wise person in society. No, the education system was literally to be able to have you know just enough so you can work the job that we need you to work, okay? And obviously, we know the failures of the education system today, preparing people for the real world, to be self-sufficient, to be financially literate. Okay. One of the things that we share inside of Smart Finance when we share the presentation is that 66% of Americans are financially illiterate. Okay. That's a huge number. 66% of people in America are financially illiterate. The school system has failed them. Okay. But this is why information opportunities like this are so important for you to be able to get access to and do something with it and change your life.
People with reasoning skills. I mean, we need to punt the entire education system and reboot.
Yeah.
Blockchain can help. Big statement. Blockchain will usher in a period of unprecedented wealth creation. More wealth will be created by blockchain technology than any technology in the history of mankind.
Yep.
Big statement.
Facts.
Decentralization of trust, value flowing without intermediaries. We liberate $7 trillion a year that's stolen from us by banks, insurance companies, brokers, auditors, accountants. No offense to the people, but it's stolen. Blockchain will completely revolutionize financial services the same way the internet revolutionized media and commerce. All the values to be at ABC, NBC, CBS, now it's all at Netflix because of the internet. All the values to be in mom and pop stores, now it's at Amazon because of internet. Same thing happens. All the value from JP Morgan and all the global banks is going to blockchain. It's going to be the beating heart of the new financial system. Do we really need banks? Anyone been in a bank ever? Like, really? Why would anyone go in a bank? You could do it all on your phone. No one gets a mortgage from. In the old days, you had a banker and you went to their office and they gave you coffee, you got a toaster, and great. But that's not what we do now. We use our phone. And
it's so important that really people conceptualize what he's saying and what we've been saying and the opportunity that you have based on the timing. It's timing. And I'm telling you, once this, I say it all the time. I'd rather be 1 year or even 2 years too early than 1 day too late to the greatest wealth transfer in history. You do not want to wait, okay, until the government comes out and says, hey, we have a CBDC for you. And you don't want to wait until the news is talking about this. By that time, it's too late. The massive gains are made during the bear market. The massive opportunity is made when nobody knows about the technology or the smart contracts or, what I'm saying, that we've been sharing. You want to get into this stuff early on.
In fact, 40% of people in the world, 40% of adults in the world don't have a bank account. But they got cell phones. Yep. We can deliver financial services through their cell phone, through blockchain technology.
And if nothing else, just understand that the now over $109 trillion in the global stock market, all of this and more will be tokenized.
Why don't we digitize everything and trade it digitally with proof of ownership? Novel concept. $14 trillion a year trades hands. We can do that all on blockchain. And this is the big one, $700 trillion. There's $700 trillion. Every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every case of wine, every private business, everything that can be titled in the world will be a token on a.
Man, I don't think y'all hear me, man. I don't know. I don't know if y'all getting chills from this information like I am. This conscious understanding, okay? When we talk about blockchain and the layers of blockchain, smart contracts, NFT, being able to transfer ownership, owning your data. He just talked about $700 trillion all going on the blockchain. Everything in traditional markets we've been talking about is moving to the blockchain, folks. Make sure y'all like and share this out. People need to see videos like this, hear this information. I'm just pumped up. I'm really, watching this information gets me excited because it lets me know and confirms what I already know. And we're so early into this wealth transfer right now. We're still so early. You have no idea. You're not too late. If you feel like you're just getting into this, you're not too late at all. It's so early, massive opportunity. A lot of these coins, like I talked about, still at pennies. A lot of these opportunities have not necessarily blew up yet where everybody's talking about them. It's making headlines. This is the time, folks. Like, just have a little bit of vision and foresight. Just see where the world is, see where technology is going, and see where you could put yourself in the next 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. There are people who've bought into retiring after 40 years of working. I'm telling you right now, you will be able to retire within a decade if you have certain assets, if you're in certain projects, if you're utilizing certain platforms. Right now, set a new goal and plan for yourself. If you plan on retiring in 5 or 10 years, it can get done. But it's not going to get done with the old information that you were working with, where you have to work a job, and contribute 100% to your 401k and buy some bonds and CDs and have some stocks. No, it's not going to work for you that way. You need to get into precious metals. You need to get into blockchain and crypto. You need to get into DeFi and smart contracts. You need to start figuring out, how you can utilize these companies that are operating on the blockchain that are taking your data and allowing you to get paid for it. And so much more, folks. So much more.
A blockchain. Not a little thing, a line item on a ledger. Secured, immutable, permanent. All of it's going. It's going to happen. This is as inevitable as automobiles, as inevitable as biotech, as inevitable as electricity. It's coming. Can't stop it.
And even though several...
Whew. I'm getting too excited. I know this is supposed to be a quick live stream. He talked about inevitability. I do hope you realize that this is not we hope, this is not we think, this is not we like to see, this is not maybe, this is happening. It's inevitable. I just showed you articles, and if you don't already know the integration of blockchain, and certain projects into the global financial system, we talk about ISO tokens, ISO 20022 messaging standard, XRP, XLM, XDC, HBAR, Algorand, all these, folks, that's just in the financial sector. Then we talk about the healthcare sector. Okay, then we talk about transportation. Then you talk about voting, right? Then you talk about the education system. There's every area, massive disruption, massive wealth transfer. It's unbelievable, man. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive.
Bitcoin spot ETF approval dates are happening either end of this year or early next year. Mark Yusko is even invested in 2 of them. Even he admits that BlackRock is going to get it, and the approval of something like this is coming sooner than you think.
5 years ago, this guy on television said it's an index for money laundering. Now they're going to do an ETF. And he's telling people that you better put your money in, as long as it's ours, better put your money in to protect yourself against currency devaluation. Wow.
Wow. Did you get that news? You see BlackRock and Fink and them, when they were telling you Bitcoin was rat poison along with Jamie Dimon, and they said, and Warren Buffett and them tell you, I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Who do you think they're talking to when Larry Fink tells, which they own all the assets, right? And they're saying that you need to get into this ETF, get into blockchain and Bitcoin, okay, for a hedge against currency devaluation. But who doesn't understand currency devaluation? The poor and middle class. Who doesn't really understand how to hedge against inflation? The poor and middle class. Is the mainstream media telling you this? Are you having this conversation at the dinner table? Is your neighbor just going to tell you this and break this down to you? No, it's only platforms like what we're, TikTok was giving information, the runners, people like us who are trying to wake people up to blockchain, DeFi, precious metals, and things of this nature, trying to tell people, look, currency devaluation is real. Inflation is real. The bond market is in crisis right now in the United States here. Okay, there is a very real potential possibility that we will have hyperinflation here in the United States. This information it's bigger than just the opportunity to make money. We're talking about saving lives here, like real talk. Like people really don't understand. Like we get excited about making money and changing our life and creating generational wealth, but when you realize the reality of how the world is going to function and how many people are going to be poor and wiped out and left out and will literally, they just won't be here anymore because they weren't prepared. They weren't able to make the shift into the new era. Okay? It's huge.
This is going to happen. BlackRock will get approved. Everyone else won't. And I own the 2 companies ahead of them, but they both got pushed. So sucks for me, but BlackRock's going to get approved. And just like Top Gun, there are no points for second place. So they'll get all the money because they're part of the cabal. Oh, I'm not allowed to use that word anymore. But $30 trillion of assets that can't invest in this today will be liberated. And what if they put 1%? That's 300 billion. Big deal.
For daily videos keeping you informed about cryptocurrency, click subscribe. Like always, see you tomorrow.
Yeah, shout out to Altcoin Daily. If you guys are not, following Altcoin Daily, I definitely recommend you go to Altcoin Daily. He's on YouTube. Obviously, he's on TikTok. There's people who put out valuable information, waking up the masses. And, at the end, he talked about that 1% of that 30 trillion. I think he said that's locked up. Do you realize I saw the data that 1% coming in, Bitcoin is going over 100,000. I think I saw 300,000 just from that 1%, right? Just from that, I mean, so understand something. Massive opportunity taking place right now in blockchain and crypto. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys on this Freedom Friday. The greatest wealth transfer in history created by blockchain technology. The opportunity that we have to create wealth in this manner hasn't existed before. You know what I'm saying? It hasn't existed before. This is the time to create massive generational wealth. And trust me, a little bit goes a long way because there's so many people who don't have it, who don't know about it. And there's so much money that's getting ready to flow into the space. Even a little bit will go a long way. This is why we talk about dollar cost averaging. This is why in a Runners app, we show you how to, get Bitcoin, with Swan. We talk about recurring buys using crypto.com. Even if it's $25 a week, $25 a month, something, just have a plan. You might have to make sacrifices. Okay. Cut back on the Starbucks, cut back on the cigarettes, whatever it is. But just know that you have something accumulating on a consistent basis, even with silver. Okay. Keep getting an ounce of silver a month, 10 ounces of silver a month, whatever it is. But this strategy, doing this, will make sure that your tomorrow and your later years will be the greatest and greater than they would be if you did not. Okay. Because we are in a currency crisis. We are in an inflationary environment. We are in a liquidity crisis in the market right now. The Federal Reserve is buying up everything and they're printing all this money. Folks, it's not good. It's not good. But those of us who are holding the right assets during that inflationary environment are going to create massive wealth because we're holding on to the things that will hold and grow in value as the system is declining and more people find it harder and harder to get ahead and suffer from food insecurity and things of that nature because they just didn't understand what was going on, or they didn't at least develop the skills or learn the skills that they need to be self-sustaining, how to grow their own food, how to get organic, non-GMO heirloom seeds, which we have a link for as well for those who need organic, non-GMO seeds, okay? Black-owned business out of California. You know what I'm saying? Knowing how to protect yourself, you know what I mean? Knowing how to, purify your drinking water, you know what I mean? And things of this nature to be self-sustaining in case the grid goes down or the way society used to function isn't functioning the same way for you because you don't have the assets or the resources needed to be able to get ahead. And now you're relying on the government, Social Security, and your neighbors. Okay. Don't be that person. So definitely like this out, share this out. I appreciate you guys. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Okay. Look, next week is going to be crazy. We're coming up on towards the end of November. It's going to be crazy. I'm telling you right now. I just saw today, literally today. I should have pulled up the article. A major cyber attack in one of the biggest Chinese banks, I think it was. So a major cyber attack just hit the banking system over in China. Okay. We're seeing more cyber attacks. Obviously, people know that there were issues with some banks here in the U.S. with people's ability to deposit and withdraw. Obviously, we know one of the 13th largest banks here in the U.S. just collapsed. And then all this is while ISO, the messaging standard, okay, is going live November 19th. So November 19th to the 20th, 21st, somewhere around that time. And up until that time, we're going to see. There's going to be some stuff that's going to go down. Okay. But look, with that being said, we're going to catch you guys on the next live stream on Monday, Mindset Monday. Okay. And look, get inside the Runners app, like and share this out. Get back to the person that shared this video with you to take advantage of any of the things that we've talked about. Look, if you didn't come from a wealthy family, this is the opportunity to make sure that a wealthy family comes from you. It's Ricardo Hamilton, Crypto Rick, M.I.M.S, making it make sense. Everybody lace up. Let's get wealthy. We out.